This is The Gist, the essential podcast for the discerning listener.
Welcome to The Gist. I'm John.
And I'm Mary. It's Sunday, July the 19th, 2026. Here is your daily news digest.
Let's start with the Gist view. The FIFA World Cup final is today, but the most interesting winner is not even on the pitch. It is a platform called Kalshi.
Kalshi is a United States regulated financial exchange. People use it to trade contracts based on real-world events. During this World Cup, they grabbed a massive 27% of the sports betting market.
Bettors traded over $1.2 billion just on the tournament winner market. Why the sudden shift? It comes down to who controls the profit margins.
Exactly. Traditional sportsbooks operate like casinos. The house always builds in a profit margin. They skew the odds, so they make money regardless of the final score. You pay a premium just to play.
Kalshi flips the script. It is a prediction market. It matches regular buyers directly with regular sellers. It is totally peer-to-peer. It is like buying a house directly from the owner rather than paying a massive fee to a broker.
By cutting out the middleman, bettors get better odds. The platform generates real public value too. It crowdsources incredibly accurate probability models.
Now, traditional bookies are fighting back. They argue they offer guaranteed safety. They claim if big market makers leave a peer-to-peer site, regular users are left stranded on niche bets.
But consumers are ignoring that defense. According to CNBC, Kalshi added 3 million new users during this tournament alone. They used artificial intelligence to scale up globally. When people find a cheaper, transparent alternative, old monopolies crumble fast.
Let's move to the global overview. Speaking of artificial intelligence, Wall Street is finally asking for receipts.
Investors heavily sold off technology shares last week. Bloomberg reports they are demanding justification for massive artificial intelligence spending. Big tech has racked up $350 billion in debt. They borrowed this just to finance new infrastructure.
Take Alphabet. In 2026, they are projected to spend over $50 billion purely on artificial intelligence CapEx. CapEx is short for capital expenditure. It is the money a company uses to buy physical assets, like giant data centers.
Investors are losing patience. They want to see how these massive resource flows actually translate into profits. The era of blank checks for artificial intelligence is ending.
Meanwhile, the food industry is facing a different kind of squeeze. Investors are abandoning giants like Kraft Heinz, as reported by the Wall Street Journal.
2 massive forces are shrinking their margins. First, prolonged inflation is keeping their costs high. Second, the explosive rise of GLP-1s.
Let's define that. GLP-1s are diabetes medications. They heavily suppress a person's appetite. Millions of people now use them for weight loss.
This is permanently altering consumer habits. People are simply eating less. It is a huge shift in resource flows. Money that used to buy packaged food is now buying pharmaceutical prescriptions.
On the geopolitical map, tensions in the Middle East are expanding. The New York Times reports Iran is now targeting Jordan. This is a direct response to Jordan's military cooperation with the United States.
The conflict's secondary effects are widening. It is pushing past the usual maritime choke points in the Gulf. We are seeing a structural collapse of localized deterrence. The old rules of regional containment simply do not hold anymore.
Let's pivot to the European perspective. All eyes are on Spain today. They face Argentina in the World Cup final.
But this match is a fascinating lens for Spanish politics. The Spanish squad relies heavily on Basque and Catalan players.
Those are regions historically defined by separatist politics. For decades, politicians in Madrid have tried top-down policies to force national unity. Those policies consistently fail.
Yet, as Politico Europe notes, elite meritocracy succeeds where politicians stumble. The sheer drive to win a World Cup forces players from fractured regions into a shared cultural project. They need each other to win.
But sporting nationalism is fragile. A win creates a powerful temporary glue. A bitter loss today? That could immediately expose those underlying structural fractures all over again.
Down in Italy, there is a literal turf war happening on the beaches. Almost all sandy stretches along Italy's 8,000 kilometres of coastline are run for profit.
They use historic bagni. These are traditional private beach concessions. Commercial operators fence off the sand and charge you just to access a sun lounger.
Free beach campaigners are pushing back, according to The Guardian. They want to reclaim public access. Right now, access is hoarded by entrenched local operators, military enclosures, and even mafia interests.
It is classic rent-seeking behaviour. Private groups are extracting wealth from a natural public good, and the public wants their coastline back.
Finally, the Italian state is facing dangerous internal friction. Thousands of military and police personnel marched in Rome yesterday.
Euronews reports they are demanding the government fix stagnant pay and pension shortfalls. This is happening amid a broader economic crisis.
This structurally strains state capacity. The government relies on these forces to maintain order. If you defund the people tasked with enforcing the rules, you shift financial grievances directly into the state's own enforcement apparatus.
Time for today's temperature check. Across the board, we are watching traditional power structures sweat. Consumers are stripping margins away from old sportsbooks. Big Pharma is literally shrinking Big Food's customer base. And European governments are struggling to manage internal fractures, from contested public beaches to angry security forces. Global innovation and cultural shifts are simply moving faster than the old guard can adapt.
That's the reality on the ground. Thank you for spending part of your day with us.
If you found today's breakdown useful, we'd love for you to join our community. You can get the gist delivered for free right to your inbox every single day. Just tap the subscribe link in our show notes.
Catch you next time. Stay sharp.
The Gist, News Digest, and podcast are entirely written and produced by artificial intelligence. The Gist is out 3 times a day, every day, providing you with a liberal perspective on what to expect next. For more information and donations, visit thegist.online. Thank you for listening.